This is Neo Planet S, spawning in the bottom left-hand position. The yellow Terran from CJ Entis. It is skyHigh. And there he is.
And his opponent spawning in the top right position on Neo Planet S. It is Revival.
Formerly of TSL before they disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alright, so we have a Zerg versus Terran on Fighting Spirit. I think we've seen this matchup a lot on this map, and it always seems to lend to pretty epic games.
Yeah, and of course, this map has been used during the Heart of the Swarm opening ceremonies, the event matches between Flash and Life. This map was there, and everyone was so excited for the match, and everyone wasn't disappointed. Everyone got what they expected.
I think some people got more than they expected. Blizzard, I remember we went out with some of the team members after the launch event, and they're like, yeah, we couldn't have asked for a better match there. It was just perfect. Like how well the game is. It was like something you'd see out of, you know, like a high-stakes tournament.
You know, even if I saw something amazing, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, that's really cool, but I was jumping up and down with Whiplash. We were screaming at every single Widow Mines going off. You know, it was just fun to watch, and that's when we realized that Heart of the Storm, it was going to be huge when it came out.
Absolutely, and I feel like overall the play has just been more exciting in Heart of the Storm than Wings of Liberty. Just, the additions of the new units, they bring so much more potential scenarios, and they raise the skill cap, and yes, everything is better, man.
And I have to say, the matchup that you can see that the most is TvZ.
Absolutely. This matchup is so exciting to watch now. And we have a Reaper opening from skyHigh here. He's going to go ahead and use that to scout his opponent, maybe try to take out a few drones here and there, while Revival going for a hatch first, following it up with pool and gas.
So skyHigh is still getting the gas after. That is an indication of going for some kind of I was gonna say mech play, but I know that's completely wrong, so some kind of tech.
That's right.
It rhymes. Mech, tech, it rhymes.
Mech is kind of dead in Heart of the Swarm.
Especially against Zerg because of the Vipers.
Vipers and Swarm host combination. Pretty much you can't do much
and
with
that is also the reason why we are seeing more Widow Mines in the bio competition along with Marines and Marauders.
Well, they're so much more cost efficient than siege tanks, and you know they can get off those money shots. They can kill like 10 Zerglings or 10 Banelings at once. And now we have this Reaper moving in here. There are no units yet from Revival, so he's going to have to micro some of those drones away here. And is he going to get one? He gets one. Will he get the second one? Maybe yes. He does manage to get it before moving out there. So actually, he gets a good scout. He kills off 2 drones. That Reaper, completely worth it. He may even manage to get a few more Zerglings here.
Well, he might be able to get a few more Zerglings, but he needs perfect micro. And the second Reaper is going to secure the deal.
Yeah, second Reaper going to be really annoying, forcing more defensive units out of Revival. But now there's 2 Queens out on the map, and they are going to be able to scare those Reapers away for the time being, but not before taking out 3 drones.
And behind the skyHigh, he is taking an expansion, but he is also getting a factory. And letting those Reapers alive is going to be so annoying for those Zerg players. When they decide to go for extra expansions, the drone is going to get sniped. skyHigh, he could also use the Reaper to get inside the main base and scout around, see what Revival has. So skyHigh is in a pretty good position. He's going for triple command, and Revival, he doesn't have any S. He really can't punish his opponent right now.
No, he can't. The Reaper opening just simply, you know, worked out well for skyHigh. And, you know, losing 3 drones early on as a Zerg player, I feel like that can be a little bit frustrating, especially against a Terran player, because it's just going to, everything's going to be delayed by a little bit. And timings are so important in this matchup. Terran,
oh yeah,
you know, they move out with a group of Hellions, and you need to have everything properly prepared for when they come. You know, sometimes we have, you know, pushes with like +1 or +2. And, you know, as a Zerg player, being a little bit behind can make those attacks much more deadly.
So it seems like Revival is still sitting on 2 bases. I expect him to go there anytime soon, unless he's taking an expansion. There we go. And Usually in ZBT, players would go for units such as Mutas, Zerglings, Banelings, and recently we saw the return of Infestors as an answer against some of the Bio units and Widow Mines. Scarlet showed it the best by throwing the infested Terrans right next to the Widow Mines, nullifying them before engaging in the huge army.
And remember, the Widow Mines, they do splash damage to allied units, so similar to the mines in StarCraft 1, you can use them against your opponent with proper positioning and timing.
The only difference is Widow Mines in StarCraft 2, they actually cost some minerals and gas, and also, you know, it's not like they suicide into the opponent army.
Feels like they do more damage as well.
Oh yeah. Well, the splash is bigger.
Yeah, the splash is bigger, and they ignore armor.
Well, the splash is bigger, but also you have to count the fact that in StarCraft 2, units clump up, you know, much easier than Brood War.
All right, so right now, it looks like Revival is going for Burrow at this point. I think he potentially wants to deny the third base of skyHigh for as long as possible. And we do have the Reapers and a few Hellions over here going to be able to roast that Zerg. And yeah, just try to take a little bit of map control here.
Yeah, just pressure around the map and try to see if you can deny the vision from his opponent from the Zerglings. Granted, he can't take out the Overlords yet, but he doesn't want to send out the Marines. I mean, he only has 4. He needs them for bunker, for defense, and also needs to put up static defense at the third base.
Yes. Revival working on his creep spread here. The command center, oh, the Zergling, I think Burrow may have just completed, but the Zergling is not burrowed yet, so skyHigh should be able to easily secure his third base there now. And, you know, he's got a lot of good map control here with the Hellions and those Reapers there. The Zerglings, they can't really get a good surround on that. And now it looks like skyHigh moving in near this third base here. Going to maybe try to snipe off a Queen or so. That Queen actually has to get out of there. It's going to get taken out. There's no way it can be saved. So close. But Queen does go down, and skyHigh, you know, not bad.
Something that I saw from one of the GSO matches is that after the Yellow Hellions, since they don't have to get the siege tanks and they don't have to go for the siege mode upgrade, they start getting the Blue Flame Hellions before going into Bio. Seems like that was, you know, something that I saw in GSO matches. Not too sure if it's a trend on ladder, but we're gonna have to wait and see if some of these players mass more Hellions and then transition into Bio.
Indeed we are. So Revival continuing spraying that creep pretty well across the map here. He's getting that +1 attack and armor, going for centrifugal hooks as well. That's going to allow his Banelings to move much faster. And I also love that Revival, oh, look at this. We have a nice little run by here, and he's going to be able to, well, doesn't really take out anything there, but does force a few of those SCVs to be moved off the high ground.
Oh, the reason why he knows what's happening at this base is because he had Saburo circling right next to the command center, so he knows when the units are not over there, and that is when he moves in with the circling. Behind this, he's getting a Spire Infestation Pit.
Oh wow, so we don't really know what kind of tech he wants to commit to here. He could go for the Mutas and then move into the Infestors, or, you know, he could just count on his opponent scanning him and being like, what are you going to go? I have no idea. And just be kind of a little bit confused.
Well, Mutas are still good and hard to swarm, so there's no question. It's 90% sure that Revival is going to go for the Mutas. Behind this, he might, you know, try to tech into the Hive to get some Vipers out, but that's not going to be, you know, the Blinding Cloud is so great against the Bio units. Not so great against the Widow Mines, but at least it's something against the Bio Force.
Indeed. Revival attempting to gear up and take a fourth base here, but I think that Queen is going to go down here. We do have a pretty strong force moving out from skyHigh here. It's 115 to 124 supply, so, I mean, I think he can make something happen, but Revival, if he wants to defend against this attack, he's going to need perfect positioning and a great surround.
Oh yeah, because of the Widow Mines, now Revival is out of position, and did he actually cancel? Yes, that is a correct decision. He can't save the hatch rate, so he has to cancel it.
Yeah, actually, skyHigh is killing off so much creep here, and with the denial of that fourth base there, I feel like he's started to secure a bit of a lead here.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Zerg players around this time, you know, they really want to get the fourth base down, get up to 8 gases, and start spamming out different units. But skyHigh also needs to be on his toes and keep denying the fourth base, because if not, then yes, skyHigh is going to have the advantage throughout the game, but once it gets to the late game, once the Hive comes out, once some Infestors come out, you know, Zergs can actually defend some of the attacks and tech into Ultras, and that is going to be the end for Terran players.
Uh-oh, these Banelings, oh my, they just completely obliterated all of the Widow Mines. They're so smart, by Revival to essentially send those units over there, and one Widow Mine is going to get sent off here. Nice control from skyHigh here, not losing too many units, but I do feel like killing all of those Widow Mines by only wasting a few Banelings was a win for him.
Oh, definitely. You want to start dwindling down on those Widow Mines, because if there's too many of them, then you try to defuse the Widow Mines by a few Zerglings here and there, but you're not going to scout some of it.
Hold that thought, though. We have the Zerglings moving in here. They're going to be able to take out those Widow Mines there, but a few good shots do go off, and there are still a lot of Marines in this force, a few Marauders joining as well. The medevac count is also pretty high, so oh, look at this. We have Infestors. Will he be able to get the proper fungals required? Widow Mine's going to go off, kill off a lot of those units. Revival forced to move back for now.
Yeah, the fungal actually hit his own Zerglings, which means he just wasted a spell right there. And the Widow Mines, skyHigh did a really nice job throwing out the Zerglings to the Widow Mines, and that's going to be it for Revival's pressure right now. skyHigh, he doesn't want to press forward because he knows that the fungals are now out, but so he's going to go for the drops, and it's barely outside of Zergling's vision.
Unfortunately, it is. I actually think it's a burrowed Baneling there, but there are still a few other units on the map that are able to provide very good vision for Revival, and I have to say that I love the use of Burrow in this game from him. He's not using it offensively, he's using it strategically. And here we go, we have another big attack here, killing off a lot of these units here. Good fungals go down. The supply is still heavily in skyHigh's favor, though. He's going to go ahead and drop there, but oh my god, amazing fungal on that huge Bioforce, killing off a lot of units. But now, the Natural, it's under attack by 2 dropships worth of bio units, and it looks like Revival, he's able to clear out skyHigh's main army, but the damage is being done here at the Natural Burrow from all of those drones. Very smart for him to do that, and I don't think that skyHigh has noticed.
Oh yeah, definitely. And here comes the Zerglings, and the Banelings is going to be able to clean up the army, no problem, but it also gives skyHigh some time to move out on the map once again.
Sky is going to go in here as long as he can prevent the Zerg from getting a 4th base. I feel like things will go great for him, but skyHigh still having decent defense here at this expansion. He needs to buy a little bit more time. I think he's bought just enough time. Zerglings are reinforcing in here at this one point. The medevac boosts out of there, lifting off some of those units, but those Widow Mines able to take out a lot of units.
They were doing so much damage. I mean, let's say there was about 50 Zerglings running in, and only 20 of them connected to the Marines.
There's also skyHigh having a pretty solid supply advantage at this point here, about 25 supply advantage. We do have another drop trying to move into the main here, but it is spotted by those Queens. Will it be taking out? It doesn't look like it. It's going to move in there and drop and see if it can do some damage.
Well, the time is slowly ticking away for skyHigh because he's doing these nice harassments, but he's losing the units, and I do believe Ultra's Cavern is almost finished at this point.
Also, we do have 3 beam research and the Adrenal Glands upgrade, but look at this. It looks like skyHigh is starting to crack into Revival's base here and his defenses, and now skyHigh going for another attack towards the Natural of Revival, and there's still a lot of units here at this 4th base that Revival has to deal with.
Yeah, so now he's slowly pushing in at the Natural, and right now, Revival's attention is at the 4th base on the left top corner. No fungals here to defend against it. There are a few Banelings, but all he has to do is might go back to units. The Widow Mines are also planted down.
Excellent moves from skyHigh here, really just being so aggressive constantly on the offensive here, attacking these 2 bases on 2 different sides of the map, so Revival has to attack back and forth, never able to consolidate his forces, and now this Natural, there's nothing being mined there on the gas, but more importantly, it's essentially undefended, and the hatchery may go down.
The hatchery may go down at the Natural and the 4th base at the same time.
Uh-oh, this is very bad if both of those hatcheries go down. I think this may be it for Revival. His defenses are starting to crumble here. The multitasking skyHigh is showing to be a little bit too much for Revival here, and I feel like the Infestor tech is just not doing it anymore against Terran players.
Think about this. Okay, GG, first of all, and think about this. The Infestors is a gateway for transition from the layer tech units to the hive tech units. We saw great use of the fungal throughout this game, but we didn't see any hive tech units.
Unfortunately not. We saw the hive completed a long time ago, but just, there wasn't enough economy to really allow Revival to get through there. And now the score has been tied up 3-3. EGTL, they are going to be going into an ace match with CJ Entis.
Yeah, in fact, the reason why I said I think the Ultralisk Cavern is done is because that is when the time Ultralisk Cavern is usually done, during the time when the hive finishes so early. I was surprised not to see it, and that was also because the 4th base has been denied so early in the game.
Indeed. So, guys, it is 3-3 currently. We're going to go into the ace match, and we get to see, before we go into the break, who each team is going to send out for the ace match.
So we could even have a rematch between the heroes.
We actually could. That is a possibility. I think that Alive could potentially be sent out.